Jacksonville Jaguars and the 17-0 Cincinnati Bengals. Here we have two catalyst teams, possibly the best offensive in the league, going up against the best defense in the league. As the Bengals walk out of the tunnel in their all white uniforms, their color rush uniforms. Tonight's the whiteout at Paul Brown Stadium, and this crowd is electric. The Bengals started a new tradition this year. Last of the month they alternate between a blackout and a whiteout, and this month they've got the whiteout. This will be the last home game, regardless of the outcome, as the winner of this one will move on to the Super Bowl. And here comes the veteran, AJ Green, out of the tunnel to lead his Bengals. Bengals team led by a catalyst, record-breaking running game. The winner of this will play the winner between the Washington Redskins and the Carolina Panthers. This crowd is loud, it's electric. Faulkner on to boot the opening kickoff. And this game is underway. Short of the end zone. It's going to be brought out. And he's going to be tackled before the 25-yard line at the 22-yard line. Great coverage by the Cincinnati Bengals. And out comes Gardner Minshew. 3,000 yards passing this season. The Jaguars can really be a threat on both the run and pass. It's an option play, and Minshew is going to be wide open, and he's going to run it for a gain of 15 on the first play of the game. So the option play fooled the Tigers a little bit. Tigers weren't ready for that one. Sends fullback in motion behind him. Quick toss. There is a flag on the play, but for now it's going to be a gain of about 7. It's going to be a holding call. This play is going to come back. Alexander comes in close to the quarterback. This ball's way out of bounds. Brings up a 2nd and 16. And this Jaguars offense has been able to score both the run and the pass. Possibly the toughest test yet this year for the Bengals. Bengals $1 million defense. Trying to get their first shutout of the year. Almost got a shutout. Week 13 against the Detroit Lions with a late field goal. Ended that bid. As Minshew steps up, gains some yards. It's a gain of 3, but it's ultimately going to bring up a 4th down, and the punt team will have to come out. So, good recovery after the full option play. The Bengals are able to stop the Jaguars. McAllister catches it in the end zone. He's just going to take a knee for the touchback. Out comes Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals. Not the most terrific season when passing, but a great improvement from last year. He threw over 20 interceptions last year, but has been greatly able to reduce those turnovers and trust his receivers a lot more, and I think as a result his receivers have trusted him more. As Mixon follows his blockers, he dips out of a tackle, and it's a foot race, and on the first play of the game, Joe Mixon's gonna house it. So it's an 80-yard score. First play from scrimmage for the Bengals offense goes for a home run, and with 3:37 left in this quarter, the Bengals strike first in the AFC Championship game. You see, he just dips out of a tackle like it's a limbo. Of course, if he was playing, he would have broken the rules there, but This isn't limbo, this is football. Kick is up and good. As we hear the chants of Hooday coming from Paul Brown Stadium. This electric whiteout. Last year around this time we had snow in Cincinnati. The Bengals just pummeled the Raiders in the divisional round. With all the snow on the ground, Derek Carr was not able to get anything going in that game. As it's another quick toss, the Jaguars do like to just let the receivers just try to get out in the open and try to make plays for themselves. So, a quick toss to the receivers, the second time we've seen that this game. And that's a dropped pass. He should have been caught. Brings up a 3rd and 5. Minshew takes the snap. He stands up. He runs out of the pocket. It's going to be a 3rd down. I believe that was tight end that caught the ball. That's Everett. So, Everett. Tight end. As Fournette takes the snap. And he's going to be up short of the 1st down. Jermaine Pratt tried to take the ball away from him, but to no avail. Up to the 49-yard line now. And time is ticking, but plenty of time for the Jaguars. It's only the 1st quarter. And Fournette runs it up for the 1st down to the other 49-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play. Minimal gain, but still a 1st down. As Geno Atkins had a free pass to the quarterback, and he buries him for a loss of 7. Scanning the field. And he's going to be buried again. That's Geno Atkins again. That was a loss of 13 on the play as he just kept running backwards. And it brings up a 3rd and 30. And they're just going to let the clock run out to the end of the quarter. So, Bengals with a 7-0 lead thus far. 6 minutes left to laptime. 3 quarters remain as the Bengals can punch their ticket to the Super Bowl. Minshew throws the drag route and runs it up for a gain of 16. Westbrook is ultimately going to be buried by a pack of Tigers short of the 1st down. Well short of the 1st down, and the punt team will have to come out again. So McAllister back. Duggar jogs back with him. Duggar required in the offseason for free agency. He was a New England Patriot. And Burrow in the offense is out there again. Sends mixing emotion. McAllister takes the snap, cuts it inside his center, but nowhere to go after that. So Nixon tried to break out of a tackle. Unfortunately, his guard just wasn't in the right spot for him to break anything open. The Bengals will have to try a pass here, as this pass is batted down by the Jaguars. So it's a 3-and-out, unfortunate for the Bengals, and the ball will switch hands after this punt, barring a miracle. The turn is on. He's going to be brought down by McAllister. Great tackle by McAllister stops the return before it could get any worse. 18 yards in that return. Play action handoff. Goes to Fournette. Only gain of 2 on the play. As he's met by the linebackers and the defensive line. It looked like Atkins jumped the snap early, but the ref's not going to call that. As it's gain of 8. They're going to say short of the first down, though. Corners push. Play action. He's going to have his receiver wide open. And he's going to be brought down to the 26-yard line. So the Bengals shutout is in danger here. Barring a turnover. That was effort. And the wide open pass. I don't know about that one. It looked like not Westbrook. But Shark got off the line pretty quick. But nonetheless, they were able to get to the line. And of course, they can't challenge on offsides. But Minshew back. Steps back. He's got a wide open man, and the Jacksonville Jaguars have scored a touchdown. So the first touchdown from the Bengals this postseason. And out comes the PAT. And it's up. And good, this ball game is tied. So an opening in the middle of the field cost the Bengals, and this game is all tied underneath 2 minutes in the first half. Mixon catches it, returns it, will have to return it. He makes a couple man miss. He's still going up to the 35-yard line. What a great return by Mixon. He was a couple men away from breaking that one through, but just couldn't get through the threshold as he was knocked around, but he stayed in bounds. And that's been the mentality for this Bengals team all year, is just stay in bounds. Let the clock do its work. Burrow's gonna step up, and there is a flag down on the play. This ball is incomplete. There's gonna be a holding call. It's Liam Eichenberg. So Liam Eichenberg cost his team, and they're back to where they started at the 35-yard line. 1st and 20. Bengals take a timeout. Minute 16 left. 7-7. Mixon Burrow. As Higgins breaks out of a couple tackles, and he gets the first down, and he goes out of bounds. So he fought his way through a pack of Jaguars to get the first down. Wisely steps out of bounds. No, was pushed out of bounds. So a little help there as Mixon tries to follow his lead blocker, but is slowed down. And the Bengals not in any hurry to the line for a particular reason. I don't know why. I believe Zach Taylor was telling his offense to get to the line, but I guess that he didn't hear him. No situational awareness there. It's a little chest snap, and Mixon tried to bounce off his blocker, but was ultimately buried. And the Bengals coming to the line now, and I believe they're just going to let this one kick out and try a 53-yard field goal. But Zach Taylor told his offense to stay on the field. Let's see what they do here. Will they try to draw him off sides pass, possibly? No, they won't. And they take a timeout with 2 seconds left in the half. And out comes the field goal unit. The middle, up the middle, is up. It is good by Daniel Carlson. The Cincinnati Bengals take a 10-7 lead going into halftime. So, not quite the offensive scoring game we expected this one to be, but still a good one coming up as we're 2 quarters away from deciding the AFC Championship to see who will face the winner between the Carolina Panthers and the Washington Redskins in the Super Bowl. Burrow. Hands off to Mixon. Mixon, he's gonna stumble for a bit, but he recovers himself, and Mixon is off to the races. It's a foot race. He's got one man to beat, and he dives, and he can't get him. And just like the first half on the first play from scrimmage, Joe Mixon is in for a touchdown. Wouldn't you like to know what Coach Taylor said at halftime? What a great run by Mixon. He followed his blockers, he was patient. He stumbled for a bit, but his agility was able to pick him back up, and he was off the races after that. He had one man to beat down the sideline. Pretty fast out again. So great stop by the Bengals. Cook boots it. McAllister underneath. He jukes out of a tackle, but is brought down by his friends. It's an 11-yard return, and the Bengals will take it at the 30-yard line. So I think if you're the Bengals, I think you just say, we're going to run the ball and we're going to keep running it until you can stop us. As you see the numbers for Mixon on the screen there. 8 attempts, 176 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So, surprisingly not the best game average-wise. But if that's not your best game average-wise, then you're a pretty damn good running back. As Bengals come to the line after a slant route to Green, picks up 13. Mixon makes a man miss, but he's going to be brought down after a gain of 2 to the 45-yard line. They're going to say it's a 2nd and 9. So, yard and a half even again there. And they're going to send McAllister in motion. There's a handoff to Mixon. No, it's a toss out to McAllister, but he's going to be brought down right there. Tripped up. Great play by the linebacker to read that play and diagnose it and make the stop where it came. As Boyd catches it, it's going to be a first down at the 33-yard line. Good strike from Burrow to Boyd. Boyd's first reception of the ballgame. 22 yards on that play. Gather themselves a new set of downs. As Mixon brings up a 3rd and 8. Burrow steps up into the pocket, and he had a tight hole, but a great play by the linebacker to reach out his hand and knock it down. It brings up a 4th down, and the field goal team will have to come out. So Daniel Carlson on 48 yards, and this kick is up and good. So the Bengals now with still a 2-possession lead. As we apologize, broadcast has cut out. Hopefully it comes back on, but until then you're going to have to rely on my voice for the details. That kick came out, touchback. Jaguars have it at the 25-yard line. Tries to draw on all sides. He sends the man in motion, sends the tight end in motion to the left side, and he hands that to Fournette up the middle. And there's going to be a gain of 5 for Fournette, as this quarter's going to run out of time, and the Bengals 1 quarter away from the Super Bowl. First time they'll see a Super Bowl since the Joe Montana days. Long before Paul Brown Stadium. As this one's up the outside to the left. A good toss by Minshew to his receiver. And good job of the receiver to stay in bounds and pick up the first down up to the 43-yard line. Center also then draws Geno Atkins offside, and there's going to be more free yards for the Jaguars. So Geno Atkins is the neutral zone infraction, and the Jaguars will have a 1st and 5 at the 48-yard line. There's an out route to Fournette, and he's going to be buried for a loss of 3. Brings up a 2nd and 8. And the Bengals, they saw something. They're changing coverage. Minshew steps back, throws the slant, and he's going to be short of the first down. It's a 3rd and 1. Corners press. Secondary comes in. Minshew back. And there's going to be a short game, but still good enough for the first down, as this clock's going to take inside of 4 minutes left in this ball game. First down for the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Cincinnati 46. Minshew, plenty of time to throw, but that ball goes nowhere. Throws to Casper, the friendly ghost, in the open field. Casper was not able to catch it. And Minshew. And another outside post route. Fools the Tigers. That's another first down. So just like that, 2 first downs in a row. That one was a 13-yard pass from Minshew to lead. And still with plenty of time to throw. It was a slant route. It was thrown incomplete. So it brings up a 2nd and 10. 2:55 left. Another dropped pass by the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, not everyone on that field is in their head right now. And finally a pass is caught short of the first down, and I believe they're going to have to go for this one with the amount of time left. That was the former Bengal Tyler Eifert on the catch. And plenty of time to throw. But what a terrible throw by Minshew. He threw it out of bounds. He's got to have more situational awareness than that. And the Bengals on turnover on downs will have the ball with 2:12 left at their own 26. And the Bengals will try to just run this clock out, as Nixon's going to be buried behind the line of scrimmage, and they're just going to let it tick down to the 2-minute warning. So the Bengals 2 minutes away from going to the Super Bowl with a record of 18-0. If they win, they will become the 2nd team in NFL history to be 18-0. The last team, we all know what happened to them. Lost to the New York Giants in the Super Bowl back a little over 10 years ago. One of the greatest upsets in Super Bowl history. As Mixon breaks out of a couple tackles, but is brought down by a pack of Jaguars. It's going to bring to a 4th round. Great stop by the Jaguars defense. That was Manning on the tackle. The Jaguars have 1 timeout left. 1:47 left. Will they try to come back? And this ball is blocked. This punt is blocked. And back goes the other way. Back the other way goes Jacksonville. And it is a touchdown for Jacksonville. So, not the way that Coach Taylor wanted this one to go. And does that missed extra point come back to block the Bengals? Let's not worry about that one right now. This kick is up and good. It brings the score at 20-14, so bad break for the Bengals. And the Jaguars are in business. They're going to try the onside kick. Lambeau kicks it. And Higgins was able to bail out his friend as it bounced off a Bengal right onto his hands. And the Bengals have the ball at the 45-yard line with 1:40 left. As Nixon cuts to the outside, he cuts outside of his blocker, and he's going to be in the open field, and it's going to be a touchdown for Cincinnati. So a great break for the Bengals. And Coach Taylor's yelling at his team, stay on the field, we're going to go for 2. And nowhere close. Sailed his throw, and the 2-point conversion is no good. But the Bengals still have a 2-point lead. It's a 26-14 ball game with 1:32 left. And I don't know what one Bengal was doing, running down the field past him, but he's ultimately brought down at the 30-yard line. 1:28 left. Minshew tells his receiver, hey, get your shit straight. And Minshew drops out. Plenty of time to throw, as always. Has always been his last game. A big strike to the other side of the field, almost exactly down to the Cincinnati 31. And the hurry-up is going to have plenty of time to throw. And good play by Alexander. Knocks it down in the end zone. So 1 minute left. 1 minute left. Minshew takes the snap. Again, plenty of time to throw. Great coverage by the offensive line. This Bengals defense really hasn't been able to get through to him. Just only the 1 sack early in the first quarter, and that was about it. The clock keeps ticking. 23, 22, 21. Minshew throws an all-out route, and it's going to be a touchdown for Jacksonville. Ref says it's a touchdown, and this game is still interesting. 18 seconds left, pending PAT. It's 26-20, and good PAT. 18 seconds left. The Jaguars makes the score 26-21. And the onside, the hands team will have to come out for Cincinnati. That was Sharp on the touchdown. And this time it bounced off of Higgins, who bailed out Boyd earlier, but Uzama was there to ultimately bail out his teammate. And Bengals will come out in victory formation. Jaguars take their last timeout. There's 15 seconds left, and they can't stop the clock on 2nd and 11. So, great season so far by the Bengals. It's been a great mix of veteran and youth. And the Cincinnati Bengals hold on to win. As the clock ticks down, you hear a roar from the crowd. And the Cincinnati Bengals are the second team in NFL history to be 18-0. Ron Rivera's Jacksonville Jaguars. I believe that's Ron Rivera. Who the fuck is that? That wasn't Ron Rivera. Don't get me wrong. The Bengals are 18-0. And they are on their way to the Super Bowl. What a great run by Mixon near the end of the game to get the Bengals more insurance. If that Jaguars drive drove down and scored, if they didn't score that one, it would have been a 21-20 Jacksonville advantage. But Bengals escape with a win, and just like we said they were going to, just like how Coach Taylor said they were going to, they are 18-0 and off to the Super Bowl. Good night.